Hey guys, I posted in my community tab earlier that I manifested a car last year, and I wanted to come and share my experience manifesting. I think I might start doing that more, talking about things I've manifested and then talking about a very small thing at the end. Like a car is a big thing, but I manifested getting my contacts sooner yesterday, so I'll include that. I filmed this what feels like 30 billion times because I feel like it never makes sense. But last summer, I got my license, and I had been looking for a car for a while. I got told, we couldn't get something expensive. I was in shambles. But I was like, okay, I'll just get a cheap Facebook marketplace car. I was affirming. I did subliminals. I think I made car subliminals around that time. But I had this belief, and this belief kind of changed everything. Because I could have had this car way before. And I'm going to explain something very quickly. Your subconscious understands things in a slightly different manner than you do. I had the belief that I couldn't live at my mom's house, my mom lived 5 minutes away, if I didn't have a car. Right? That might make sense to you and I, oh, I can't live here if I don't have a car because A, B, C, or D. It's just because I didn't want to take the rowdy ass bus my senior year. I also had my brother telling me every 5 seconds I wasn't gonna get one. I had saved up $1,500, nothing, to get a car because I worked at a mall and the mall was just not giving me hours. So I had nothing, but all I really wanted was a car that worked and had heat because I live in the Northeast. So I was affirming, but the school year, since I got my license in July, I started affirming in July, was coming up really soon. I wanted to live with my mom for the school year. I moved on the 29th of August that night, and my first day of school was the 30th of August. Labor Day weekend, a few days passed by, and I'm at my dad's house. I get a text from my mom saying, hey, we found a car for you. I'm gonna put the text up. And I was like, oh, what is it? She sent me a picture. I'm like, that looks massive. How am I gonna drive that thing? She's like, I promise it's really small. It feels like you're driving a normal, standard car. I said, okay, when can I look at it? Can I buy it? And she said, when you come back. So now it's Labor Day. I go with my mom to get the car, or to look at the car, my mom and stepdad, and I like it, I fall in love with it, and it worked out, and it was exactly the price of money I had. What the moral of the story is, stop setting limitations on anything. That's what it is. And something about that weekend, I'm probably gonna move this around. Something about that weekend felt so different when it came to the car situation. Very, very, very different than I had felt before, because I was an absolute mess. If you were to talk to me about a car, I would just start screaming. Well, not screaming. I would just be like, no, don't talk to me about it, because I was going crazy. I felt like I needed this thing more than I needed water, more than I needed the blood in my body. That's how much I cared about it. And my brother was also telling me every 5 seconds I wasn't gonna need a car. So yes, I was gonna be a mess. So moral of the story, keep affirming. Don't set limitations on anything. Remember, your subconscious does not understand things in the way that you do. Your subconscious is very literal. If you say, oh, I have $50 billion, your subconscious is gonna be oh, we have $50 billion, right? If you say I'm poor, your subconscious is gonna be wow, we're poor, we're living on the street. It's all about keeping it simple. That's why I don't go overboard in my benefits, because why would I do that when the affirmations are very simple for your subconscious to understand, take literally. I'm gonna just throw in another little thing I manifested, because why not make it a little bit fun. Yesterday, I wanted my contacts because they're out, and I couldn't get contacts till I had another appointment. They told me they might be able to order me some trials, but it was going to take a little bit. My mom was away, and I started affirming, I'm getting my contacts today. And my mom comes home, and she's like, oh, the eye doctor called me while I was away at this thing. I was like, oh, that's so weird. That's when I was saying to myself, oh, I'm getting my contacts today. My mom called them back right in front of me, and she was like, oh yeah, I'll ever go pick them up. And I got my contacts. So just keep a positive outlook. I'm gonna try to like get a little bit more in detail with things when I share my next few manifestations, because I kind of like doing this. But I hope this helped you in some way.